Welcome everybody to Encounters. This is Encounters. Welcome, brothers and sisters. I am CmdrAleon, your host. This is our new background for Encounters. How do you like it? Thank you to my co-host and creator, Artistic Design. Welcome to Encounters. Folks, good evening, everybody. Good to have you with us. Hey, Riley and everybody. Riley, it's been a while since we've seen you, buddy. Ladybug, Linda Lovelace, hope you like the new background. And the spaceship is behind us. Good evening, Rob. Good evening, everyone. Joyce, Nancy, Jay St. Vincent, down the rabbit hole. Brother, this was amazing. NT. Well, yes, well done. Yes, it is well done. Cherokee Rivers. Hey, we love it. We love what the co-host did. James is coming up from the artistic rabbit hole.
Oh, I'm going to have to adjust it. I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit for TikTok.
Yeah, you'll have to, but it looks good. Looks really good. Thank you.
If you move your head, look, you're standing right behind you. Move your head. Look, see?
Yeah. Who's that guy out there underneath the ship?
That's you, and you notice it's the golden spaceship.
Yes. And I'm coming to meet them. They're coming here to help us.
And you see where it is in the background? It's in the Joshua tree.
Yeah, in California. Yeah, I see that. You have perceptions of reality, brother.
Custom made just for you. We'll get you an adjusted one for TikTok.
Yeah, that'd be great. This will be a new background. Please thank our co-host, James, my dear friend in Florida. Just amazing person, we love him. And thank you, James, for creating that. That's really beautiful. It's very beautiful. Oh, what happened to him? He'll be back, I guess. He maybe is going to adjust another. Oh, that's really weird. Hey, he'll be back. Maybe I didn't disconnect you. You can't be. I was sitting here. It was weird, man. You just disconnected yourself.
Wow, that's so weird.
You just disappeared. I was like, what did I didn't even touch a button.
It said, you have been disconnected by the host.
Yeah, I didn't even touch the thing. That is strange. Some weird things are happening. They always do.
I got the one that looks good now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. We're both in outer space, brothers and sisters. Hey, Chesno, good to see you. It's going to be a good night.
I've got some exciting news to share. We haven't even hit 200 likes.
Yeah, let's see. Let's get the likes going, and everyone tap that button, man. Invite people. It's a Friday night, and my host definitely has some exciting news for us. We're getting ready for Sunday.
I was on a live with UFO God and Rachel Ann, and she was calling in the UFOs, and all of a sudden, I got a UFO on his live, and it went straight up into the air. It was bright gold, went straight into the air, and then just disappeared, and then started flashing, and then moving to the north.
Really?
It was amazing. Literally 10, 15 minutes ago that just happened.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, dang, wrong. It was the wrong live. It was supposed to happen on Commander's Live.
Well, you know what?
So he's going to record the live and then zoom in to it. To zoom in, it was amazing. It just slowly rose into the air, slowly rose thousands of feet, and then disappeared and started flashing, wow. And then whoop, right to the north, gone.
Well, a golden ship is a very, very highly. I know about the golden ships. They're very, very highly evolved beings. very intelligent. So it was actually responding. That's pretty cool. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
no, she was calling them on her end. She was in Arizona, but they were hearing her through my phone.
So everyone here should be able to hear James and I good to hear. I got my headphones on. Yes, lots of static.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, we're okay now. Are we okay now, everybody? Do we sound all right? You know, I got my ear pods on here, earbuds. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
okay now. It must have been. Oh,
they're
it's
messing
probably
with
what.
your phone.
Yeah, it was just. No, we're good. All right. Thank goodness we're good. You know, thinking the government's playing games with us. You know, I wouldn't put it past the government because we're doing stuff. We're exposing truth here, and it's just the way it is. So, but we're doing good now. Great. Thanks. All right. There was a glitch in the matrix. I hear crickets. Yeah.
Sorry, that was my phone was weird
Yeah.
trying to connect the Wi-Fi.
And everyone, we have James, my co-host and really close friend here on planet Earth. I'm sure Skip the Grace will be here soon. And we're going to be on here for a while. It's a Friday night. Wherever
I
you are, it might
spoke to
not be
her
Friday.
today.
How's Grace doing?
She is great. Please talk about your meditation coming up. It is going to be fantastic. November 12th at 10 a.m. We're going to have an Ashtar Command meditation.
Yeah, I was telling my wife about it. My daughter knows about it, about Sunday. And
Look at
it's just going to
that.
be, you
Look
know,
at that.
yeah, see, it's going to be, I gotta really also say that at one time during my break today at work, I went on a Middle Eastern TikTok that was talking about the war and everything, and I mentioned about I mentioned I thanked them for letting me come in, and I said I hear everything you're all saying, but I said I came from the background where I dropped out of what they call Hebrew school, and I said I said you know what's going on over there. I said it's wrong for people to kill any human, to kill any other human, whatever, whoever it is. I said everyone needs to. You're invited to join us in a worldwide meditation on November 12th at 10 a.m. We're going to bring everyone together, no matter who you are, what your belief systems are. Throw them out the window. We're going to come together and we're going to focus on Gaza and Israel, and we're going to focus on transforming the energy. And they let me speak, and I didn't get kicked out. You know, that's pretty cool.
Yes, so somebody was asking about the times. It's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern on Commander's channel, 5 p.m. Eastern on my channel, and 10 p.m. Eastern on my channel, going into Commander's show on his channel.
Yes. So we're going to really be whamming the energy.
On my live at 5 p.m., Grace is going to be doing a healing bowl ceremony at 5 p.m. My co-host is going to come on and do a rare appearance on TikTok and do a worldwide tarot reading. And I, myself, the White Rabbits, will be doing one of my custom motivational speaking engagements just for you guys.
Yeah. It's going to be a wild day on the 12th. It really will. And we're going to really
You're
be.
going to feel the thunder.
You're going to feel more than thunder that day. That day's not going to be any kind of day that anyone's ever felt before. I can guarantee it. You know, you're going to all feel it. And how could we not feel, you know, even on encounters on this show, we're so feeling Sunday. We're so feeling November 12th right now. Wow, what was that? Are you still there? What happened? Did he just disappear on me? He might have disappeared on me. Let's see what's going on. Maybe. Oh, no, he's still here. Good. I started getting kind of concerned that TikTok was playing games here. But yeah, definitely, Sonic. Everyone, we want every single person out there to join us. Hey, Prayer Warrior Cheryl, good to have you with us. I'm inviting people.
And I'm
I'm inviting.
encouraging light workers from all over the world. You don't have to join us in our meditation. Host your own meditation. Do your own do it with your tribe. Include your people. Get your friends and family together and do something that's gonna possibly transcend humanity to the next level. Finally, take yourself out of your normal everyday existence, mark it down in the calendar. If you have
Right.
to change your life to make it happen, you need to make it happen.
Yeah, and and we're not saying don't be here. We want you to be here. I would even say after we do our thing in the morning, other people get your tribes together throughout the day and do it,
Keep it
and just
going.
have it continue it, keep it going throughout the day. So yeah,
If
come
you
here
guys do a
first.
live after ours,
Yeah,
I'll come in and pop in and show some love. I've made sure my schedule is cleared for the whole day.
yep, and mine is as well. I'm just sending invitations right now to my tribe of friends here. So I'm gonna let James talk for a minute more or two, and we're gonna invite all these other people. I've got probably a couple hundred people here. We're gonna invite as many people on here. So sometimes TikTok is not sending the invites out, and it's kind of weird. So we're making sure everybody knows we're here, that we're on the air, we're live. You know, because we're a spiritual UFO talk show, and we've been on for, I don't know how many months, we've been on since last year, whenever, I don't keep track of time, but it's time for us to really realize that the thing that happened when James talked about the golden ship, the golden light of the ship that was seen on UFO Guards thing, that's a great symbol of understanding that the Space Brothers are here. When a golden ship appears, as it did on his channel, that is a very highly advanced spiritual level of consciousness. So that's a beautiful thing. And hopefully UFO Guard will come on here and talk about it. And maybe if Rachel Ann brought in that ship, we can have everyone here do tonight a pre-example of how we can collectively bring in the ships of light wherever we are. As a matter of fact, I am actually going to share something. I was on Amazon, of all things, and for some reason I was asked, what do I want for Christmas? So I go on Amazon looking up UFO detectors, of all things. Now there was one that's been around for a while. I didn't think it was that, it was not that great, and then there's this new one I see. It looks like it's well built. It takes like just AA batteries on it. And I look at it and I start looking at how it's made. I said, I need a UFO detector. Now I can sense things without any detector, but I'm going to get a UFO detector. So this
You
thing is going to,
better make sure you read the fine print on those. They might just be trying to hustle all you star children.
yeah, and I was like looking, I said, now here's another company coming out with something better than the one I've seen for years. This thing looks like it's well built. We can use it in our CE5 group in Connecticut, and it will detect a magnetic energy in the air. If there is a spaceship near us, it'll detect it. It's pretty cool. So with our CE5 app with Stephen Greer, with my own knowledge and my own abilities, and with this thing, when we get together our group, it will detect electromagnetic interference if there is a spaceship nearby. So it can actually detect it even if I'm in the room here. If something comes over the house, it'll detect the anomaly of that magnetic field, and then I'll have to go outside and look up and see if the ship's there. Pretty cool. So I said, that's nice, because I usually don't know what I ever want for the holidays. I don't really think about it. But I said, if I get anything, I said I'd be happy just to get the UFO detector. And I'm going to be very interested to see how this thing works.
Well, I
You know.
hope Santa Claus brings you exactly what you want.
Yeah, Santa is tuned into the universe, so
You
I'm
know,
sure
I
Santa.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody was on this show months ago when we talked about Santa, but now that we're coming closer to the holiday season, I think it's apropos to talk about what I call the real spirit of Christmas. And I really think that there is not a Santa Claus that's going around giving um, gifts, but there is a spirit of goodness and giveness and thanksgiving that is manifested for some
Yeah,
time around Christmas time. And I really believe in that.
and it's an energy shift, really, James. It's when you get past Halloween, that's a different frequency. But now the energy is shifted into Christ consciousness. So there's always if you're living in Christ consciousness on this planet, you are in Christ consciousness. But when you go past that situation of the Halloween, a couple of days later, the energy shifts, and if anyone can feel energy, the energy shifted into a very high frequency. So right now, we're now going
And
into a very high vibrational
today was
pattern.
a rough day, guys. I hope everybody survived. Me and my mother don't talk about UFOs or anything like that. And today she says, "Oh, the UFOs must be coming because I can feel the vibrations of the earth shifting."
She said that, your mom?
Said that today because she said she's the director of a facility that has some of her people are mental patients and
Oh,
some of them are just regular type of patients, but she says that she could tell when the Schumann resonance is off because all of the mental patients start acting crazy.
oh boy. So yeah, your mom, yeah, yeah. Well, she's in a definitely a different line of work for sure.
Yeah, she's definitely around some Palladians.
I'm sure she is. But there is definitely an energy shift. We're all kidding aside here, but you
Yeah,
can
no, it
feel it.
happened today. I felt it. I went through it. I wanted to throw my phone. I was there was so much mixed emotions and
Yeah,
highs and lows and left and rights, and I was happy one minute and sad the next second, and
yeah,
I had a conversation with this Marine. He was a retired Marine, and
yeah,
he was like, it's not, is it okay for me to have emotions and cry? And I'm like, yes,
yeah.
man. Yes, let it out.
It-
Let it out. You're having a breakthrough, and oh gosh, it was a whirlwind day.
wow. Yeah, I mean, definitely people have to be able to have emotions. If you don't have emotions, then how could you have any human feeling or even understand who you are? I mean, it's very important for everybody to have emotions. It's just extremely important to do. So wow, very cool. And
Yeah,
speaking of emotions,
even us folks that are in tune, and we've got I'm well protected. I'm my mental stability is as good as it's gonna get, and my spiritual health is very good. But we still go through crap, and we still are in this human form, and we're all gonna feel it. And at the end of the day, how I react now to my day is what matters.
yeah.
And we get over it and we move on, and we channel UFOs on other people's lives and not commanders' lives and feel bad about it.
But you know what? All good because we're actually one of the things we're going to do on the 12th is one of the things I'm going to guide people in a meditation. And we're going to also, in the meditation, we're going to call on our space brothers from the Ashtar Command that morning to send the ships. We're going to have a collective energy of every single human being on our live that morning. And we're going to ask everybody to clear their energy out that morning because we can do this, folks. We're going to do this. And the command is going to work with us. I've been very, very confident about that. I've been told very clearly by Kadar Manka, Commander, we will send the ships. They will be there. And I totally believe it. I've never been misguided over the years, even before the internet, with my contact off planet,
I
without
think
anything.
they're already there, and they're just
Yep.
waiting for us. And I'm hoping that they make themselves known.
Yeah. I mean, just the visual appearance of these ships, if they appear, they cannot be, they're well protected. These ships have a protection field around these spaceships. No missile from Israel or anybody can affect these ships. Their missiles will be dismantled and destroyed if they try to shoot at them. Their missiles will be destroyed. Darmok is telling me right now, if they shoot at our ships, we will destroy the missiles. They will become dysfunctional. They won't be happy about losing some missiles that are worth billions of dollars, but they will be destroyed. So I want people to know that right now.
Like that's gonna happen.
You know,
Commander is the new Oprah and more. Oh gosh, he's way better sold than Oprah.
I don't even look.
The man from Mars, here to have your encounter stories. So if you've seen an ET, UFO, cryptid, or any other type of supernatural being or entity, join now and share your story.
That's right. For only $5.99, we'll send it to you free of charge. Right here from Encounters. On the Encounter Show, we'll be right back after this commercial from our sponsor.
This is Acme UFO Detectors, and if you're looking for UFOs detecting during your CE5 experience, go on to Amazon, click on your UFO detector, and order now.
Yep, and we do have somebody that wants to be a guest called Wisdom Keepers.
Oh, wow. That is the most welcome guest I've had all week.
So we're going to bring Wisdom Keepers on and see what wisdom we can get. And I'm just kidding aside, folks. This is Encounters, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are inviting more people. I'm inviting everybody on my list. I just wish that, hey, Wisdom Keeper. Hey, Ed.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
My brother.
I'm exhausted.
This guy's been busy.
Yeah, he has been busy. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I spent 10 hours yesterday setting up for the thing and for Star Knowledge Conference, and probably the better part of 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I think we got out of there about 9:30, so almost an hour, a little over an hour ago. But Bill Holman with the Crystal Skull spoke with what is it, the Mitchell Hedges Crystal Skull. We had this woman that did the Light Keeper, she does light language. We had our drummers. It was really amazing to hear like people that aren't into like UFO stuff, like talk about UFO stuff, and that their experiences and what they saw, and like people sharing stories. Everybody's sharing stories about Chief and the things that he did, and it's like it's so phenomenal.
That must be nice.
It's beautiful. I'm gonna try and come on here tomorrow a couple of times, and I'll send you guys some invites, because they keep switching the schedule. So now I think I'm speaking at 7 Central tomorrow night when I was supposed to be on
7 Central.
And I thought it was 8, but so I'm confused. I probably will get bumped around again. But
now, Ed, there's virtual tickets to the event available, right?
There are. I don't know how to get them. I thought it was going to be on YouTube, like you pay for the live thing. But I think what's up, Pete? I think
share the name of the conference with anybody.
Go to Star Knowledge Conference 1111 or starknowledge1111.com. I don't have the information in front of me, and my brain is fried.
I'm glad you're on here, because this is not a UFO thing, but this is a spiritual thing, and Ed is here, and I want to share it with everybody because this is proof that spirituality works. a few weeks ago, I was going through a spiritual battle of discernment, and Eddie and his wife prayed for me, prayed for my situation. I didn't know this. I didn't talk to Eddie about it,
Yeah.
and the
I
next
still don't know about it.
day,
Just prayed.
what?
I still don't know the details, but we just prayed for you.
And yeah, and the next day I spoke to Eddie on the phone, and what they were praying for, I found my answers,
Oh, really?
and it was such a beautiful experience just knowing that, wow, look, this guy that I met on TikTok miles and miles away took the time out of his day to say a
Yeah.
prayer for me, and it worked.
That lodge is
Wow.
powerful. That sweat lodge is so powerful. I mean, it's like, it's I mean, the symbolism is, if once we start to understand like why we use symbols,
Yeah.
what and how powerful that is, because everything is of the mind. So,
Yeah.
and if you it's, I don't even want to say believe, but if you once you start to know your your inner power, and I'm talking about everybody here watching, everybody, you're so powerful, you just don't know. But once you
Yeah.
start to, and once you can accept it, and the when the unworthiness goes away, you because people were telling me they were saying that Chief was explaining how our
Hmm.
thoughts have beams, that they beam out of us. And I was like, they
Right.
Yeah.
beam? I thought it was like waves, or like, when you see like, the old school, like,
Yeah.
boop, 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 Aquaman, boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they literally were able to take pictures, and they could see the beams.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what? I never thought about it that way. But these beams, and that's why, like, us as sun dancers, like, our prayers, we're constantly we're singing and we're dancing, but we're praying, and I guess those beams are beams of light. Our thoughts
Yeah.
are actually beams of light. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It is
And
really
somebody was
true.
explaining
And
that.
it
The
really is.
reason I bring that up, guys, is because we're all doing work, and we're at the end of the day, our goals are all the same: peace and love, little disclosure, freeing the world from the matrix, and getting off this planet. Whatever it is, just being good to each other at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you know what Ed and his group does, and you guys don't hear me endorse a lot, but I'll tell you what, Ed is the real deal, because his prayers
Oh, thank you, Kit
work,
Kat. Thank you.
and it really changed my life, and it's gonna the future for the work we're gonna do. My work in the spirit world was, you know, shifted directly because of this man right here and his positivity.
Yeah. Ed is a real
And I
beautiful
thank you,
soul. I
brother.
mean,
I really do.
yeah.
Publicly in front of everybody. I thank you. I love you. You're the real deal, my brother.
Yeah, he is. Ed, you are a beautiful soul, man. When we first met, I can feel the energy from you, and I
Don't
read
cry.
energy, and I said, this brother here on Encounters, is meant to be that. You also were one of those people, like Shy. You're one of those people that is really an integral part of what we do here, and and you're doing some beautiful work. It really is a testament to your as not just by yourself. You have people that you work with, but you really are an inspiration for a lot of people on here on the show.
Yeah, working with
Definitely.
you guys is, I mean, there are certain of us that are meant to lead this, and you both carry that, and I guarantee you, once you come into this and you're part of the Star Knowledge family, like, you're gonna find a lot of people going, yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, and then you're gonna see people, and you're gonna go, I know you, and they're gonna go, yeah, I know you too.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
beautiful.
That's
It's,
right.
I've met people from all walks of life, and we're we're constantly we're constantly keep it's like a family reunion every year, but we're going to try and do this more, What I want to do is, Robin and I are talking right now about the mystery school. Like, the most important thing right now is for everyone to get into this mystery school. We don't want to do it. We're not going to do it. $3,000 for a mystery school. We want you guys, whoever can afford. If
Yeah.
you guys can afford your tent, food, and to come out and learn, we want you to come out and learn. We want people to, but we want everybody to be able to work and be empowered and beyond
Yeah.
empowered. We want to teach you, so then you can teach us. You know,
Right.
so you can pass us up and then slingshot us into the future with you on things that we don't know.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when we help others, the karmic boomerang of that is empowering. It's wonderful, it's blessing, and when you surround yourself by real light workers and people of truth, you'll see such great things manifesting for you.
That's the meaning of light
Yeah.
worker. Light worker means many hands make for light work.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. And that's the power of energy, and the thing that we're going to do Sunday, that we're going to do 3 different times during the morning, the worldwide meditation, and I am taking chances going into these Middle Eastern debate rooms. The command wants me there. They're saying, go in there, Commander. You're going to get a lot of different things coming at you, but I can handle it. And I was telling James, I went into one today, and they listened to me. I didn't mention the Ashtar part, but they did listen. I said, you're all invited. I know you all have different belief systems, but when you come, if you come, leave all your belief systems behind, all your debates behind, all your religious, political feelings behind, and we're going to come together and bring light to the Middle East. And they let me speak. They didn't kick me off. That was the first time I was not kicked off on one of those channels on TikTok. So we are reaching people. Sometimes we have to go on comfortable territory on here, but if we don't do that and we don't bring the light to those people, they'll keep going at it. It's just, my point was to them, if you keep yelling at each other and arguing with each other, it's just as bad as being a bomb hitting a family or something. You're mentally hitting each other with a mental bomb. You've got to stop doing that.
Right.
So that
you're promoting war, literally, with your words. I mean, it empowers the reality that couldn't exist without that being a focus. One of my friends said it best. He said, I have the ability to cure cancer. He said, but everywhere I go, I don't run into anyone with cancer. He said, do you know why that is? Because I don't create cancer. And I was like, wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a very powerful statement,
Yeah.
And it's true. It's, we are so powerful. You mentioned before about us being powerful. People do not realize as humans that we are really powerful, because really, in truth, we're not just humans. We're a lot more than just humans. And that's why we are powerful. We just don't realize our power. That's the one thing we don't realize.
We have the power of the sun within us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a little bit of thunder.
And thunder, too, yeah. And we are able to really change the frequency of our planet. If we wish to, we can change it.
I think that's the goal here on Sunday. And I really think that it's going to change. It's going to change people's views and perspectives, and the message that I'm going to be bringing is going to be different than anything you ever heard me say before.
Yeah, we have every flag from every nation set up inside the hall.
Wow.
This woman, a woman named Fumi, that is, she's part of the World Peace Organization. I don't know exactly which one, but she brought every flag. So we have every flag, and we're going to be doing this big old thing. I think it's around 4:00 on Sunday. I think it's 4, because I think that's when we're closing, or it might be 3. But I'm gonna see if I can get permission to film that.
Wow.
And I'm gonna have to ask permission still if I can go live on TikTok. I'm sure she'll say yeah, but I have to be respectful and ask because I want people to
Dude,
see what we're gonna
they
do.
might love it. They might say, "Yeah, let me be on the show. Here, you better
let's go on. Hey, you guys want to come on TikTok?
Yeah,
they might want to join our meditation.
absolutely. Yeah, there's
You never know. Listen, you never know. I mean, it's a platform, and obviously, any type of good promotion of what you guys are doing is love and peace and welcomed.
Do you guys know who David Wilcox's ex-wife is?
No.
Danielle Wilcox?
I don't know.
What did you say her name?
Danielle?
Is that her name, Danielle, his ex-wife?
I don't know.
She goes by like Dragonfly something, Dragonfly. Well, David Wilcox's ex-wife is speaking tomorrow, and I think she's speaking on Sunday.
Oh, really?
So she's here at the event.
She might want to come on our live.
Yeah, I'll talk to her. I haven't met her yet. She was there tonight, but I didn't recognize her because I don't know what she looks like.
Yeah. You gotta Google.
Hey, are you the former wife of David Wilk? Oh, you're not?
No,
how about you?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Oh.
You know I'm joking. You know I'm
joking. I know she does.
Hey.
But everybody else knows who she is, so I'll be like, hey, just introduce me when she comes around.
Yeah, man, you're famous. They should be looking for you.
Yeah. Everybody there, it's just so amazing. Like Chief's brothers there, and we got Thomas and Terry. Thomas spoke today. Thomas is like, Thomas Johnson is famous for the Serpent Mound, and Thomas and Terry are famous for doing Serpent Mound ceremonies, and like everybody that went to Serpent Mound, like when they go to to the equinox. Or I think it might be both, but like people are telling us that they're seeing like these things in the sky, and there's no.
I was just gonna ask you, are they seeing stuff at the events?
Yeah, I'm like, you guys have been doing this way too long.
Yeah.
They got me beat. They got decades on me. I'm the I always say I'm the little fish in the pond.
You're the baby of the group.
But you're a good baby in the group. You're a good little fish in the pond.
You're gonna be. You are carrying on the tradition. It is like so amazing that in years somebody's gonna be talking about you the same way you talk about Chief.
Right. That's what I always said was that's my future. That's my future.
It is.
His path is my future. So, and we're all headed there. You guys are gonna love this talk. If you guys can make it cool, if not, I'll come on sometime with you guys and I'll discuss what I give you the cliff notes on the discussion, because I mean it's just I'm right now there's just a lot of people, and I know there's a lot of you guys right now that have been feeling this this pull. Like this pull that's trying to pull you down, and I've had people from Africa and like on different parts of the United States messaging me, and they're like, "I am effed up right now," and I'm going, right, okay, so that voice is like it's like one woman was like, "I feel like I'm gonna die." I'm like, yeah, like it's like it's so powerful. But these these things that you hear, they're here to push you. They're here to push you to make you go, okay, no, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not dying. There's nothing wrong with me. But they're lying to you. But it's a lie. But you can feel like maybe there's some truth to it. So it's actually kind of physically affecting you. That's those dark forces are are pushing us to strengthen us, to
Right.
get us to get off of our asses and to start doing, like, believing in ourselves and knowing that we're powerful, and stop believing in the hype of that everyone else keeps telling us that we're weak or that we're nothing, or we get that feeling of that because people in our lives feel like that, and then we're like, well, I thought, well, maybe it was just me, and it's like, no, that's the common
Yeah.
ground. That's the common
Yeah.
ground, is that we all feel that way. So what do we do to change it? We empower each other by loving each other, by laughing, by being silly, by by really being honest and genuine, and that lights us up when we love each other to a point where we go, oh, all of it, we are the same. We're all the same. We have the same capacity for all of it. So what are we going to do with it? That's what all
Right.
of this conflict is about. It's
You know,
about
Yeah.
going,
and
okay, we're going to come to the realization that we don't need to do this anymore.
I find that I see so many people, on TikTok and lives, and just in life in general, they're questioning so much. They're questioning, and they're doubting, and they're searching, and they're
Yeah, they are.
looking, and they're looking for others for answers.
Yeah.
They're taking their input from others, and they're allowing somebody else to mold their spiritual path,
Right.
and not finding their individuality within that, because we are all different. We all have something to offer. We all
Yeah.
are going to have different types of growth and different types of abilities, and the tribe needs all of us. We can't all be one and the same. We got to
Yeah.
have a little bit of variety in the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. We're not
there's
all the
nothing
same.
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with being you and not worrying and just living in today and embracing love and light in as a whole, not
And
just.
the other,
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say the other thing is the whole idea when we started this thing on TikTok, and I meditated a lot before I came on TikTok, is what do we want to do with people on here? And the first thing I was guided by Kedar Manka, and I already knew this in my own inner soul, is that I wanted people to bust the matrix in themselves, become awakened in themselves, and not be followers, because the whole idea is that when we're on this planet, we're already dealing with a matrix that controls everything, and even to a certain extent, billions of human beings. So coming here, doing what we are doing here, being on here, what James was just saying is very true. We want people to be in tune with themselves, their higher self, their cosmic self, the true being of themselves. And if I can do anything, it's to inspire people to say, oh, wow, I found James or the commander. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's certainly an important thing. There's certain aspects to what we do. If we didn't do this, there wouldn't be a connection. So, but people, by doing this, I tell people, get out there, make your contact, go out there, do the C5 with one or two people, get out there, meditate, connect with who you are. I many times will say, who am I? I tend to want to refrain from answering the question, even if I know the answer, because then I'm taking away the empowerment of that person. And our goal is not to take away empowerment, but to empower every human being on the planet. That's exactly what the Ashtar Command's about. That's exactly what I'm here for. That's exactly why we do encounters, because we want people to come out of the closet and share a piece of themselves, not be afraid to be who you are, not to feel you're being judged, because you're not. So if anything, exactly what James is saying, people need to feel that they can empower themselves, because if you don't empower yourself, and I'm talking in a very non-egotistical, loving way, once you empower yourself and know who you are, no matter what anybody does or says doesn't mean anything, because you're now very confident in who you are within the human form, and that you're that man, that woman from another planet, that you now know who you are, and no one can ever take that away from you. So it's really important that people realize there's many multiple purposes to what we do here, and a lot of it has to do with empowerment, with spiritual love. And if you love yourself, that's the beginning of being able to love the whole planet. It all starts with you. It all starts from the very inner levels of who you are. It's so important.
Amen. Amen. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Pastor CmdrAleon coming out with the Sunday morning preaching.
Yeah, and you ain't seen nothing yet. If you think that's preaching, get me amped up, folks, and I'll preach a little bit more, in a way that is totally loving and from the planet Mars. Mars consciousness.
Thunder.
Yeah, got the Mars consciousness going here. Actually, it's the Christ consciousness. It's not just the Mars consciousness. My consciousness is so beyond Earth. Sometimes, I'm going to tell a story here. Sometimes when I'm walking around, I feel so disconnected from everybody around me. It's just, I've always, had inner conversations with myself about that. Why at times I'll go about the day, I feel like I'm disconnected. I'm walking amongst other Earth people, but you feel disconnected from them. Do you ever feel that way? Like you could be in a room of people, in a room sitting there having some pasta, but they're all talking. You feel like you're somewhere else. You're not even part of the room. You're like, oh, I'm somewhere else. Did anybody ever feel that way? They're eating pasta and you're feeling like you're somewhere else.
Commander, I am the total opposite. I feel connected to everyone, and I feel separated from everyone at the same time. Well,
Yeah.
I've developed, I should say, I've developed the ability to separate, but my love and my inner Jesus Christ just wants to reach out and hug everybody, and I absorb everybody. Just like today, I said I went through hell because I was in a situation where
don't light the cigarette up. Yeah,
this Marine
I'm hearing you.
was going through it, and I took all of his negativity, and he ended up having a great day, and it just all hit me.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way, but there are times, and people in the room are saying, yeah, I feel that way too. I am very connected to the people in the room, but when I'm like, if I go into a restaurant and I'm having dinner with some family, and I'm sitting there, I'm very connected. I'm very tuned into the family. But there are times that when I'm walking on the street or, going somewhere, I look around me and I say, I don't understand any of this. I don't understand these people. My consciousness is somewhere else other than where I am. So that's really what I'm getting at. Your consciousness goes to another level. And I say, Earth humans, I don't understand what they're doing. When I get into that consciousness, Earth humans, I don't understand what they're doing. There are times when that happens to me, and I got to understand or believe that other people say, Earth humans, I understand that person that just bumped into me. Whatever, I'm being hypothetical here, but yeah, it's one of those things. I'm always like, when I think about it, when I look up at the sky, I say, I know you're up there. And I'm like speaking tonight when I got out of work. I'm looking at the beautiful night sky. I'm saying, I know, brothers and sisters, you're up there, even though you're not appearing in front of me. I know you're up there. I know you're there. And I'm like, I just say that to myself, and I know they hear me, that they're up there. But, it's just that I look up and I say, I know you're everywhere else around the planet, but I know you're up there, and you're just not showing yourself. I know you're there, so I'm like having this talk. No one's around me. I'm walking in the dark to my car, and I'm looking up saying, no, I know you're up there. I do. I just want you to know that. So I'll say that. And
one day Commander's going to be looking up and he's going to say, I know you're up there. And somebody's going to say, hey, and he's going to freak out.
What's going to happen is all of a sudden this golden ship's going to appear and they're going to beam me up in front of the parking lot. That could happen too, right? That could very well happen, that I get beamed up on the ship. Hey, look, I know I would not be at all afraid if they beat me up. I'm pretty sure it will be a very comfortable feeling being beamed up into the ship, and I'm not afraid of that. I'm very much, I'm actually very much looking forward to it. How do I express it in Earth words? I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready. I've been ready for a long time. Just let people on the show know I've been ready to be taken on the ship. I'm not afraid. I know who I'm with. I know these are our brothers and sisters, our star people, and I know that if I go, I'll be coming back here to Earth with a message, and they'll teach me things that I don't know. So I'm just like ready to be taken on the ship. Now that I'm saying it on here on the show, if one day you don't see me on the air and I'm on the ship, I will make sure they show themselves to wherever they are. But no, I'm really not kidding. I'm very much serious about this. I haven't expressed it on the show, but I'm very much ready to be taken on the Ashtar ship, one of the Ashtar ships. You know, I'm
What's
ready, folks.
beautiful about that, Commander? Everybody's interpretation of them going on the golden ship is different. My
Yeah,
my interpretation is Jesus is gonna come and get me, and that's how I'm gonna go. And
yeah,
yours is the ETs, and I'm
yeah.
sure Ed has his own beliefs,
Or
but yet
interpretation.
we
Yeah,
all are here together,
yeah.
and there's no argument, there's no, oh, my answer or my truth is better than
Right.
yours or more
That's right.
realistic than yours. I like to cover all bases. So
Yeah,
if I've gotta be good in the eyes of a creator, I just gotta be good in general,
yeah.
100%. And whatever happens.
And you know
Whether
what? The
it's
thing is,
ETs,
this,
whether
this,
it's spiritual, whatever it is,
yeah.
I got to be ready for it.
And the thing is, my goal is that we all get to, and Mr. B's with us. Mr. B, blessings, brother. Good to have you with us. His voice. I don't hear his voice, but I do see his almost. Oh, there. Is he talking?
I
I don't.
said,
Oh, there you go. A
Mr. B,
ventriloquist.
Mr.
Charlie
B,
Chaplin
he's the
did that.
greatest, Mr. B.
I'm just like, if you get to home base, like you're running around a baseball field, you hit the home run. The goal is that everybody can get to the home base. It's not for one person. The home base is for everyone. It's not a select few. Anyone who thinks it's a select few, it's an egotistical belief system. It's for everyone here. Everyone, even that's not here, right? That's the goal, right?
Bill Holman said it best tonight. He said, there's a lot of people in the spiritual community or UFO community that's they're not on the playing field yet. They're still
Yeah,
sitting on the sidelines and they're not on the field yet. And it's time for us to get on the field and and participate and to play this thing to find out what is. The way I explained it was like I would tell people, I don't know. I wouldn't know if I wouldn't know that. Let's say before I went to Australia, if someone said, you know, well, what do you think? Do you think there's a place called Australia? Because there was a thing going around online saying that
uh-oh.
Australia was fake and it was a bunch of
Mr. B.
actors and people using this fake accent. And I
Yeah,
said, well, I'm going to find out if it's real. And so when I
yeah.
ended up going to Australia, I was like,
Uh-oh.
oh, it's a real land. I see the koalas, I see the kangaroos, I see all the, I'm here. So now
Yeah,
I couldn't have told you it existed until I actually went. So yeah, I've met Chinese people, but I don't know if China exists. But
right.
until I go to China, then I'll go, oh yeah, it's there. You know,
Yeah,
and that's the experience is what's important is that's what I'm talking about. The playing field is
yeah,
the spiritual understanding of what you truly are, the being that's inside this vessel is. You won't have that spiritual experience until you go within,
yeah,
until you go and then you see what is, and what the good, the bad, and the ugly, as Chief would say. It's the good, you're going to see it all, and you're going to see things that you don't like, and you're going to experience things. And you're going to go, okay. But after that, you can't deny it. You can't deny what is. It's what knowledge means is know, at KNOW, ledge.
Yeah.
That is truth, right? And so when we start to understand what truth is like you said, like what they would say. Is this right? Yes.
Right.
Is this right? Yes. Well, how can they both be right? Because if you believe in negative things, then you're going to get more negative in your life, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
And if you believe in the positive things, then you're going to experience the more positive things what we consider positive to be that experience. But you have to go towards that. You have to be on the playing field. You can't just sit on the sidelines waiting for it to happen and think that it will.
Yeah, you got a bunch of drama. You're going to sit the bench.
You know, a lot of people wait for things to happen in the spiritual community over the years. And then when I started out with the New Age community, which I'm way beyond that, they'll start saying, you know, they're waiting for something to happen. They're waiting to get there. You know, I always say to myself, why are you waiting? If you're going to wait to get there, you're not going to get there. If you want to get there, get there. But if you tell yourself I have to wait to get there, you're not getting there. Right?
Well, hey, let's hear what Mr. B's got to say.
Mr. B.
No, his time is very precious, and we can't afford it by the hour.
Actually, it's my day off. I'm sitting at home right now.
Oh, good, Mr. B. It's good to have you with us.
I love y'all guys. Everybody on here, anybody listening. Now, what I want to say is, we are most definitely living on a rim. This place was made for us, because if it was normal, we wouldn't have talking birds. We wouldn't have dogs that damn near talk. Everybody would look the same. Every building would be the same. Nothing would be different, you know? So we're on a rim. Everything's supposed to be how it was. But the thing is, what I'm here for tonight, what I am here for tonight, I'm so excited. I learned I can do something new. And this is over the phone. Usually, I have to be there with the person, but did this on my wife the other day, and it was through the phone. Now, I'm asking you, since it's your platform, I'm hoping that you would let me do a mass healing. It's not like a witch spell, no voodoo, none of that. It's just through my voice, and I'm going to tell y'all vessels, I'm going to tell y'all meat suits to heal, rejuvenate. That's that.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely get into that.
Let's hear it.
We might want to. Let's hear it. Let's let you on and first, before we get into it, let me tell people this is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm CmdrAleon, your host. We're on here most nights after 11. We have tonight Wisdom Keeper Ed at the Star Nation. We have Down Rabbit Hole, my co-host, and we have Mr. B here. I also want to invite people to share their visitations with space people or ETs or extraterrestrials or angels. You know, we want to hear your stories tonight. We're going to be on for a while here. So this is a show that really covers a lot of cosmic areas. Mr. B will definitely be interested in having you do that as well. So we're going to turn the thing over to our guest, Mr. B.
Wait, before Mr. B starts, what are you doing on Sunday, November 12th at 10 p.m. Eastern?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. I'll most definitely be woke. 10 p.m. I'll be driving the forklift or operating the overhead crane.
How about 5 p.m.?
I'll be free at 5.
Okay.
Join me at 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
Now, you know what's happening is to be that we're having a worldwide Ashtar, separate from the show. We're doing an Ashtar Command worldwide meditation. We're going to beam light collectively to the Middle East. We're going to send 3 or 4 spaceships over the area that I'm going to be guiding to that area on that Sunday. They're going to, there's probably, like James said, there's other ET levels that are there now, but we're going to send some big ships over there, very high in the atmosphere, that'll be cloaked and protected. Sunday. We're doing a very major event on TikTok, and we want everybody to make sure they invite everybody, pass the video off. We've got it on my main channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News, here on TikTok. Take the video, pass it on to 10 or 15 other people. Make sure, like a domino, it goes all over the world. We want everybody, make sure that gets out. We have 10,200 likes. I want to get up to 50,000 likes tonight. Please show your support for what I do. I have not asked for it for a while. Please show some gifting. Become a follower, not a follower, a subscriber to my TikTok, where you see the star. I have 38 of 100. So I really depend on the folks to show their support for the show, for our work. Any gifts you want to do on TikTok coins, do it. If you want to be a subscriber or you want to Cash App, Venmo, go to my main account, CmdrAleon 2022. There's a Venmo link there, Venmo, whatever you want. So as we go through the night, I appreciate any kind of gifting you do when I'm live here. So I appreciate that. We're going to turn it over to Mr. B, and it's all yours, my friend.
Sweet. Yeah, I seen the commercials. That was pretty sweet. I'm like, look at that. So I got excited over that. And another thing, dude, you can't be getting sick. You like a parent, no days off. I was at work.
No, I had.
It's 11 o'clock, scrolling through TikTok like, hold on, something's down or something.
No, I had 2 nights when I was on here, Mr. B. I'm over the major hurdle of what happened, but it was I meditated on it, and it truly was a clearing of energy out of my body. And I think we all are going through some clearings, but you can't keep the commander down. There's no way. And but I took care of myself because the command told me, Commander, you need to just not be on for 2 or 3 days and just take care of yourself. And that's exactly what I did. So you're hearing me coming back in a much more higher energy because I feel a lot better. So it's only going to be really good on Sunday. I'll be like, to the point where I'll be out of my mind in a good way. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. Now, what I'm going to do, I know it's meant for me to share with a group of people, and this is the group. No doubt, no other. This is the group. So, I mean, we need to experience this. Now, it's just going to be a few words, and some of you might get it immediately, but I guarantee tomorrow I'll get a lot of inboxes. But this is what we're going to do. I'm coming to you, creator of all, creator of everything. I'm coming to you to ask you to give me the power, to give me the strength, give me the ability to heal these beautiful souls. Put the power in my words. Put the power in my words to rejuvenate these souls. Make them healthy. Make them last longer. We're going to heal each and every one out there. Put the power in my voice. Done. Wait till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow.
Wait till tomorrow, he says. Wait till tomorrow, folks.
Bing, bang, boom.
When you wake up tomorrow, you're going to feel different.
This dude, I'm like, this is personal, but she don't care. But she's not on TikTok like that. But my wife, she said she had to go get blood work for something, and her numbers it looks like an EKG. It's always out of whack. Nothing's right ever. So her pancreas was hurting and something else was hurting. And so I said, look, I was at work in the parking lot, and I said the same thing. I asked for the power to heal her. I asked to let it go through my voice. And she told me the next day her lab work was perfect, and it never, ever been that way. Never. So everything was right. No pains in her body. And I mean, it was perfect. And I'm just saying,
hallelujah.
This place was
made. Really.
It's just you got to open your eyes and see.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
You were able to do that for her.
Yeah, that is amazing.
About it. This place, how beautiful it is, how much stuff is around. It's beautiful by design. So the designer didn't just put a little drop of something in you. Yeah, he did, but we just gotta bring it out. We
Right.
align with
That's right.
everything. We are
That's right.
aligned with everything. Open their minds up. Open their minds and open those hearts. Start with the heart. When you open that heart, everything else gonna follow.
Because on Earth, what you're saying, Mr. B, is right. It's now time to open the heart, especially with the world the way it is right now. That's why we're all here to do the light work and to open billions and billions of Earth people's hearts up. We will change the course of Earth history. We are going to change the course of Earth's history. That's what we're here to do. That's what it's all about. It's about changing the course of the way we live on the planet, the vibrational frequency, and love is the key part of that. You know, the biggest weapon we have as cosmic beings on Earth is the word love. And if we live in that vibrational pattern, we will change everything, and we are going to change everything. It's not if, it's we are. So if you say, well, am I going to change everything on this planet? I came here, how are we going to change everything? It's pretty messed up because we are going to change everything. You just have to believe in yourself, and it will manifest. You manifest your own reality, you know. You can manifest a good day or a bad day. You manifest it. You decide in the morning whether you're going to have a good day or not.
That's right.
Manifest it. Nobody else manifests it. You do.
Right.
You know.
Be afraid of the future.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking earlier about how 100 years ago, 100 years ago, if we look at the people, a lot of us look at the past and see like how primitive the technology was 100 years ago, but those were the pioneers of everything that we have today. But we look at that like 100 years ago, we got this Bluetooth stuff, we got this wireless stuff, we got this science fiction handheld device in our hands right now talking to each other. That was on Star Trek sci-fi, and now it's here, it's real. And the people 100 years from now are going to look at this stuff and look how primitive we were 100 years ago. And
Yeah.
Right.
so laughable because they're going to look at us and go, look at them. They used to have wars and they were killing each other and they were doing all this crazy stuff. They're going to look at it 100 years from now and go, and they're going to look at us and they're going to go,
Yeah.
and they're going to go, what they were doing spiritually was so primitive. And there's going to be someone that like myself that's going to be 100 years from now going, but they were the pioneers of this.
Right.
Hey, but you know what? Since you brought that up 100 years ago, I'm thinking this time is the time. I'm thinking it's going to be greater than 100 years ago because right now we got every race, creed, color, nationality, gender, whatever. They're all starting to wake up and they're starting to get on board. So I feel like we'll make it to that other level instead of being dumb as we were. Because if you think about it, 100 years ago, like you said, it was like a new thing that had the horse and buggies, but at the same time, they just popped up where you got these beautiful old world buildings there. So it was like we doing it to ourselves. They had the beautiful old world buildings, living on free electricity, then bam, back to a horse and buggy. We got to stop that horse and buggy. That's what we got to do. We got to get on this thing, share love, put everything out
What
there.
was
We
that?
got to stop that from happening to us. We got to stop from being the old world buildings, like what happened to them, because they was
Yeah.
more advanced. And then bam, here come the dummies again, and now we starting all over. You know, now we starting all over, but we got a chance. Y'all know it in y'all heart. Y'all feel it. Y'all feel that we're here for something, and it's the
Yeah.
change that would just happen. We're not gonna get wiped
Yeah.
out like that. We're not gonna get the mud flood because we all
Yeah.
be on the same page and do something about it instead of being extinct and then the next one's coming
And
down.
yeah. And you know what the thing is, people need to know. This is CmdrAleon, your host. Just so you know, our guests here are my good friend Ed of the Star Nation, Mr. B, with his wisdom always. And and what we're talking about is just the matter of their doors. So look at the whole aspect of the cosmic reality. you've got 3 stages, and you could like put it like you're on a game show. There's 100 people in the audience, and contestant number 1, 2, and 3 have a choice of 3 stages. Now, one of the doors on the stage is going to take you to a much higher frequency. Another door is going to take you to the same reality you already exist in. The other door is going to take you to a whole different reality. All right? So you have the choice of 3 doors. You don't know which door is what. You don't know what's going to happen in that door until you open it. But the thing is, what I am saying is, every door leads some door. You can go to a door where you feel comfortable being where you are, and you don't want to go anywhere else. You don't want to elevate to another frequency or another vibrational consciousness. Or you can go to a door where it opens up, a brilliant light comes out, and it takes you right into another cosmic vibration where you now meet people of that frequency, way different than where you were before in that studio audience. You see where I'm getting at, people? I'm saying that you are the one who can open the door. You can choose to keep the door locked, or you can choose to open the door. You can choose to be afraid of the door, or you can choose not to be afraid of the door. But if you don't open the door, you're never going to know what's on the other side of the door, right? So are you going to open the door, take a chance, have a leap, and take a chance? Or are you going to sit there in the studio audience watching to see who's going to open the door? So what I'm saying is, don't wait for somebody to open the door. You be the one. You be the ones to open the door that you feel comfortable with and see where it takes you. That's what the journey's all about, not waiting for it. You make the journey happen. That's why you're here, you know? If you're going to sit around waiting, oh, I think I'll wait to have the journey, even though Commander, I can open the door. I want someone else to open the door for me, please. No, you're the one who has to make that journey. You're the one who has to make that decision. If you open that door and a big spaceship's there, and they open their door and they say, come on in, we've been waiting for you for millions of years. You have? Yeah, but you never opened the door, so you didn't know, right? So take the chance and open the door. See where it takes you. Don't be afraid of that door. And if you go through it, take the journey. And then come back and tell people what the journey was like. Have the experience. Don't be afraid. Just like I said earlier, when that ship comes that I keep asking for, I'll be ready to go and be beamed up on that ship. I'm not afraid. I have no fear of being beamed up on a ship. Other people might have that fear, maybe not. I don't. I've been prepared for this most of my life. Most of my life. Not when I was not when I was a baby, but at some point in my life, there was a knowing that there would be a time when it'd be taken off the planet. I know that's still going to be the case. I don't know when and where. I just know that there's the timing of it. I know that's what's going to happen. It has nothing to do with ascension. It has nothing to do with anything. It just happens, and just it means they want to take me to learn something. I don't know when that's going to be, but I do know, and some of you who are hearing this will say, Commander, I do feel what you're saying is true. You know, I'm expressing something very deep in my own being. I just know it's going to happen, you know? So I have to express it, you know, here on the show.
So I just want to say I'm gonna get going because I got to get up in 6 hours.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I'm gonna be there till 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm not dreading it. I'm just this is I'm getting used to doing this every year, but I'm fully enjoying all the conversations here and the conversations there, and I want to make sure they have my attention. Because
you better go recharge, brother.
I'm telling you, these speakers, I'm like, boom.
If you go up on stage and like, hey, I was up late last night. Hey, I'm falling asleep. Ed, are you falling asleep at the mic? No, I'm right here.
I took a cot. There's a cot over there. So if I have to take a nap, I'll take a nap.
So, yeah, you will. You will.
But I will ask tomorrow morning if I can go live, and if I can, I'm gonna shoot you guys a message. If you guys are following me here and you guys want to get notified, just follow me and then add on the notifications to get all notifications, so you guys can see some of the Star Knowledge Conference.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, and everybody, thank Ed. I want to thank Ed for joining us. He's a very regular part of our show when he can get on here. the Star Nation. The Star Nation conference is going on, and we'll let him get some sleep. He deserves to get some rest. And yeah, definitely. Thank you, Ed, for being here, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate all of you. I love everyone. I love every one of you. And we're gonna keep this going, guys. And yeah, believe in yourselves. Love yourselves. Know yourselves.
Just begun.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, take care, Ed. Conference is going on right now. Let me see. I'm gonna help him. No, he got out. There you go. So you're watching Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. My co-host Ed is here. I mean, not Ed. My co-host. Man, I'm getting confused. My co-host James is here. We got Mr. B here. He's got the night off. Finally, he's not on a tractor driving around somewhere off the planet. So it's good to have him with us. We have all of you out here, and we want to hear your stories. If somebody's had encounters, seen any UFOs, any of those things, please share your stories here. This is the #1 UFO talk show on social media. My background is radio. I've been on radio for a lot of years, but I'm still on radio for 20 years doing Ashtar Command Radio on Pacifica Radio Network in Connecticut every Sunday morning. I'm skipping my radio show Sunday because of our event Sunday on the 12th. I will not be on the radio, so I'll have a pre-recorded show. That's fine. I'll be here on TikTok at 10 a.m. Just to let people know. It's very important that people
guiding a meditation, unlike anything you've ever.
Yeah, my energy levels for this Sunday are going to be like James said. It's going to be very focused, very, very focused. So I encourage every single human being, that's out there to be on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, also at 5 p.m. Down the rabbit hole, and at 10 p.m. It's really important, and we're going to be really focused on not only meditation. It's going to be a light frequency of energy. We're going to be beaming to the Middle East. We're really, really serious about what we're going to do here. And I know that together, collectively, we will transform the frequency of energy in the Middle East. We're going to do this together. I don't think it's ever been done before in our lifetime, but you're going to be part of something that's going to be Galactic History Sunday. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Every one of you are going to be part of galactic history. And I know you can feel it. I know everybody out here, when you hear the vibrations of what I'm saying, I know you can feel it in your heart, in your soul, in your being. Do you feel what I'm talking about? Do you feel the energy that I'm speaking of? Can you feel it, folks? I don't, I'm not a preacher, but I am from Mars, and I am speaking from a very level of cosmic consciousness. And every day since we decided to do this, the energy levels have been increasing. All right? And it's just going to get stronger and stronger. Because we have the light, we have the power, we have the energy. And there's nothing that we cannot do. So I'm going to be in command mode Sunday. I'm going to be in Ashtar command mode. I'm partly in that mode now, beyond being talk show host here. I'm getting in my commander spiritual cosmic light mode. When I get into that mode, you think I'm fired up with my show here. I am fired up about the planet Earth. I am fired up about what we're going to do. I am fired up about every single one of you. If I get any more fired up, I'm going to jump through the screen. I'm not going to do that, but I am definitely fired up. It's, hey, and Honey McReynolds, thank you for the hand heart. We appreciate it so much. We appreciate everybody out here. I am glad to be doing this show. This show for me is like meditation. This show being a show that deals with the spiritual aspects of people's encounters, people's visitations, people who have seen crop circles, people who have come from all walks of life, finding each other here on encounters. So many people have come to heard other people's stories since the year I've been on here. And it's a beautiful thing to see that synergy of energy that's flowing in this room, because of all of you, we're making each other better, the planet better. We're coming out of the closet, not being afraid to talk about sightings, not being afraid to talk about what we're videotaping, not to be afraid of that we're starseed, that we remember we come from another planet, Kathleen, thank you so much for the galaxy. To not be afraid of who you are in this time period is essentially important. I was thinking, I meditate a lot, and I've been thinking about what it's like on the other side. I was having that thought. I was watching a movie the other day or something, and it shows this wolf or whatever, this guy's friend. We're watching a movie series tonight, and the wolf got hit with an axe by this other thing. It was taken in during a time period that was kind of weird. And then the wolf's spirit goes up, and there's golden light around it as it goes up out of its body. And I'm thinking, and it made me think, and that's not the only time I thought about it, what is it like when you physically leave the earth from your physical body, and what manifests after that? Well, I think anything can manifest after that. One of the things I will teach that I really want people to know about, I know people never talk about it, but I will. I'll talk about it because I already know the answer. Now, my answer might not be the answer you have. You can have your very own answer, right? But the answer is that when we leave the physical body, what people call death when there is no death, when we leave this physical body on earth, if we so choose to do so, we go into a next body. Our next body is a physical body that is a light body. What is a light body? People say, a light body, a light being, a light body. A light body could be different things to different people depending on the vibration of the body. The light body is a physical man and woman in a light body that is physically lighter in form than this body, right? The light body is the body that what's the earth word I want to use? Transforms. It can go anywhere it wishes to go. The light body can come in and go out wherever it wishes to go. There's no blockage to the light body. In the human body, if you say, I want to walk through a wall, if you believe it, maybe you will. But in the light body, you can walk through a wall into another room, and you can do it even having to worry about the molecular structure of the body, because the molecular structure of the light body can go through anything, and it's still a physical manifestation. Do you understand? So when I think about where do we go beyond our physical body, we're going what people call, earth people like to use the word heaven. The traditional religious people on earth will say, oh, one day we're going to go to heaven. But truly, it is when you leave your physical body, you're going into another vibrational state of consciousness. There's what they call a holding pattern. The holding pattern is between dimensions. So when you go from this dimension and you leave your physical body, you might go straight up to the next vibration. Or you might go into the holding pattern of an in-between pattern. It's like being in an airport. You're waiting to get on the jet to take off to go to LA or London or France. So you're now in the airport, you're waiting, and you're just not ready to get to that jet or that plane or whatever, because you've been waiting for so long to get there. Other people, they'll leave the physical human body and they'll go right up to the next dimension. They'll just go right there, right? Yeah. UFO God says, heaven is not real. You just transfer to the live being of the light of carbon. So essentially what I'm saying is there are many dimensions of existence, and we go it's like going to school. You're going to graduate from one planet, from one dimension to another dimension. It's like going to, when you're a kid, you go to nursery school, grade school, whatever. You go to college if you wish, to university, and then you graduate. So look at the human body manifesting into its next body. There are many yous. There are many planet Earths. There are parallel realities. So nothing is limited in consciousness. It is expansive. Do you understand? Everything is going into another frequency of consciousness. So when our space brothers come here, right? When they come here and they just come into your room and say, well, how'd you get in this room? Understand, when they come into your room, they work under a different frequency than the human body does. You'll say, I'm going to walk through that door. Well, if you really believe you can walk through that door, go ahead and walk through it. And you probably could if you really, really believe it. But most people don't believe they can walk through the door. But if you're in your light body, you can beam in and out of frequency. The beings off the ships that are up from a higher vibrational frequency, they can come in to your room and sit down in your living room and hang out with you. They don't, it's like Star Trek where they beam off the ship. These beings don't need a Star Trek. These space people don't need a Star Trek. They can come in and out as they please. You can be sitting in your room reading a book and all of a sudden say, where'd you come from? Oh, my name is Diara. I'm from the planet Samara. You didn't see me, but I just beamed in your room. I have a message for you. My name is Diara from the planet Sarara. I'm giving you hypotheticals here. So I'm trying to give you things to think about, to like kind of break the matrix of your consciousness, whatever your belief systems are. But understand that everything can be manifested on many levels. There's no death. On Earth, we teach people, oh, you got to go to a funeral because that person died. They didn't die. The physical being left the physical body of the shell of that human and went to the next body. So there's a body for every human being on every single dimension. There's another you on another frequency somewhere that's at an elevated cosmic spiritual frequency. Beings of light, yes. And as you go into that being of light who you truly are, you graduate from this level because you actually are here to graduate and go to the next Earth or whatever planet you came from. You'll go there. You have tons of choices. There's no limitation. You have to break out of the mode of believing you're limited to going only one place. You can go wherever you want to go. Once you let go of the matrix of your belief system, you're able to go wherever you wish to go. And when you have visitations from space people, they can take you with them. And once you go on their ship, they'll actually acclimate you to their ship. So you're able to not only breathe on their ship, but go to their planet and exist on their planet. When they take you off planet, what feels like 2 weeks might be a whole year because there's no time frame for them. There's no time existing. It's all part of the whole concept of reality. That's true. There is no hell. And that's the earth-based religions created all those limitations. The only hell there is when you put yourself in a situation of limitation, if you're in a situation of violence, in a situation where things are not working the way they should. We create our own realities. On other planets, those words don't exist. When you go to Mars, there's no such thing as that. Earth has created all these different things on the 3D level that people believe in. When you go to the highest levels of light, when you go into saying, I don't believe any of this garbage that I've been taught on Earth in school, I'm going to find out my own reality. Step forward to find your own cosmic spiritual reality, then you'll be free of all the stuff you've been taught. And the first step to connecting with your star family is breaking all the modes of everything you've ever been taught by your family, by your schools, by TV, all that stuff. Throw it out the window. Just throw it out. Once you throw it out the window, brothers and sisters, you will see a reality that you have never, ever seen before. I guarantee it. Never ever seen before. That's why I like to talk to people like Mr. B, have people come up, like, yeah, UFO God says, yeah. And that's exactly what people need to do with UFO God. You can speak directly to God. When I'm meditating, I love God, the creator of the whole multiverse. Beings on other planets speak to God too. On all the other planetary systems of the star beings, they all connect with God, the creator. And that's who you can speak to, God is a cosmic reality for every other planetary system. Every other planetary system. And if you're willing to, do that and take a leap of faith, cosmically speaking, and drop all your religious beliefs and all your other beliefs or whatever it might be, you'll be free of all that garbage you've been taught all these years, And it's a beautiful thing when people can let go of all the things they've been taught. I listen a lot. I listen very carefully. It's not that I have nothing to say. Now you're hearing me speak. I listen because I want to hear people's stories. But I also want to bring my wisdom from where I come from off planet to every person I can speak to. And I think that's what Encounters is about, right? If you've been watching this show forever, we let people share their encounters. The visitation stories are all different, because what we're saying is there are people having direct contact. People in my audience, people around the world that aren't here. Right now, there's somebody being visited by somebody from outer space. I have no question in my mind about it. Somewhere in the world, I don't care if it's in the Middle East, Europe, Asia, somebody and some buddies are being visited right now. They might not even have a TikTok. They might not even have a social media, but they're being visited. They might be in an apartment. They might be on a farm. They might be in a suburban neighborhood. They might be on a cruise ship. They're being visited right now as we speak. Right? They are. There's no way around it. With billions of people, how can it not be happening? You know? And we might not hear their story because they don't have any social media to talk about it. But they are. They are being visited. They're out there. So that's pretty much my words of wisdom.
I appreciate that, my man. Now, about the UFO thing, when you say you get straight on there, you're ready to go. Now, I'd be out for that. If I opened my front door and one was out there like, we ready to take you, I'd be out for that. But I would have one demand and a question. My demand would be no probing under no circumstances. And number two, do y'all get Space Mary Jane? Because I mean, it's just what it is to me, you know. But
Well, yeah, I got you, brother. No, the beings that we're dealing with don't do any of that. You know, we're talking very spiritual, loving people. So, you know, where they come from, there's nothing like what's on Earth, what you're used to. I can guarantee you, though, when you are taken voluntarily, you decide to go on a ship and you're taken to another planet that you are being taken to, that you're connected to beyond Earth, you'll look at things in a very different perspective and you say, I never knew. You know,
yeah,
you might even have tears in your eyes and say, this is all I knew is what was on Earth. This is what my habits were. This is what I did. You'll leave all your habits behind you. You'll find a whole new expression of love, and you'll see a whole new existence on a world where people are respecting each other, honoring the Creator. You'll see there's no shopping malls. There's no rushing around cities. It's all different. It really is, you know? And yes, Riley too. Yeah, we're here to awaken others. That's what we're here to do. So, but that's the thing. When I was talking earlier about being taken on a ship, one time we were driving near a casino, and I think there was a daytime, and there was a ship coming, and my wife said to me, "You're not leaving me," and I said, "No, I'm not going on a ship. I'm not leaving. I think I did see the ship." I said, "No, I'm here. I'm here with you. I'm not going on a ship. I'm not leaving." And I never left. I would never want to do that ever, you know. But if we ever go on the ship, my whole family's going with me. You know, no one's being left out of anything. You know, they're all tuned in too. I mean, my wife, my daughter, they've had experiences. They're all tuned in. Uh,
and
it's just the way it is.
there's lots of people that has experiences, and there's lots of people that haven't. But I know for
Right.
sure those things exist, and I'm pretty sure that I had missing time because, like I told you, one of my first stories, but I was looking out of that window, out of a second story apartment window, and this UFO, this thing, it was like apartment projects. It was like a city. I promise. I looked out the window, and it was the biggest thing I've seen in my life, and it was just floating, making a vibrating noise, just humming. So I'm
Yeah.
looking, and it sounded like a generator, like a power generator, you know, from the utility poles.
Yeah.
It sounded just like that. Biggest
Wow.
thing, biggest thing I ever seen in my life in the sky, man. I'm talking about I done seen airplanes up close. This thing was bigger than 3 buildings put together. I just can't describe what I saw, but it was the biggest thing ever. So I'm looking at it, and I turned around and I looked at my wife. She was in the bed asleep. I looked at it again. I turned around one more time and I looked, and it was gone.
Yeah.
So, and I went to the hospital years later, and they told me that I had a piece of, they asked me, did I get an operation? I said, no, I never had an operation. They said, well, you got a piece of metal in your hip. So then that had me thinking, because it's like, how did this big spaceship look like 3 buildings disappear when I just turned my head for like 2 or 3 seconds? How did it
Wow.
disappear? And I'm like, it ain't no way unless. And then when I see it, like I get flashes, like of a man. He dressed in the army clothes. He's standing looking out the window of the spaceship, hands behind his back, and he's standing next to another creature. But it's like the creature is like gray. I can't see nothing, but it's just like
Yeah.
dark gray. This is dark gray, but he's tall. But the army man, he's standing right there, and the alien standing next to him. They looking out that window, and it was just a big room with white. I just get flash.
Now you saw that. You saw now. Did you saw this in the dream or in the reality state?
No, I get flashes of that every time.
Of that.
When I think about that UFO, when I look at, okay, when I go back to that day, I remember looking out the window, and then I start seeing the army guy standing next to him with the big white room. I'm getting flashes of that. So it's like they had to have me in there because I looked out the window, dude, and I turned around for 2 seconds and it was gone, man. And I'm talking about, look at my eyes, man. I damn near want to cry because I mean, it's just really, I mean, I'm not traumatized, but I know what happened.
Yeah.
I looked for 2 seconds and it was gone, but dude, this thing was the biggest thing I ever seen in my life. It's like you looking at a building and you turn your head and it's gone. It was like
so
that.
let me I'm getting information for you. You know that how that works on my show. So actually the ship you say is sort of military person with a space a Zeta or extraterrestrial, correct?
Yeah.
You just mentioned that. So in this case, I'm going to give you information. This particular group of ETs were working with some military people, and they did do an implant on your leg. I know, but no, that's exactly it exactly happened as you're flashing back in memory. If you were to go and be hypnotized, you would remember every single thing that was done. Everything before you were, they actually took you on that ship. You don't even remember it. And they implanted you on that ship with that implant. I'm telling you this right now. I'm not connecting with them. I don't wish to connect with that frequency. I'm just giving you what I know. They did that to you. I don't know what the implant was for. I don't know why they chose to do it, but they did implant you.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, your emotions are real. Your emotions are because you're really taking what we call an abduction. And there is a level of our military that works with certain ET levels that are allowed to do these implants. And what year was this? Do you remember?
Let me see. I think my oldest is 20. It was about 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Yeah, that'd be right. 20 years ago. Yeah, there was still abductions going on Earth. 20 years ago sounds about right. That would be about right. There's nothing like that really happening anymore now. Maybe, but the energy has shifted so much now that much of that stuff is not happening. But what you're remembering 20 years ago is absolutely true. You were definitely probably abducted. They basically blocked out your memory, not completely because it's coming back. You still remember it now. If you remember that right now from 20 years ago, that's what I say. When you remember something that distinct in your memory, that's because you were an abductee and they actually worked with certain military operations to implant you. And that's exactly what they did.
Dude, I'm going to go to the hospital and get that x-ray and send you an email of it. Because
I want to see that.
I want to see it because I never had an operation. And they asked me, have you been operated on? I said, no. They said, you got a piece of metal in your hip. And I never had surgery. But I know that thing was too big to disappear in 2 seconds. I know that.
No, 20 years ago, you were definitely taken. You know, as I listen to you, I tune in. Now, I also have the ability to not tune into the frequency of these zetas that did it, which I'm not doing. I'm tuning in. I can tune in to visually understand that they did take you. I'm not sure what the purpose of the implant was on your leg, but you definitely were taken, and they were working with certain military operations that were working with them at the time. There was an agreement made back in the 60s in the desert that these particular group of ETs were able to abduct humans and implant them. And some of that was our own government as well.
One thing, they would either be proud of me or they would hate my guts, because they like, this guy, he just walking around saying love and light. He's not doing nothing bad or nothing. So
well, maybe the implant is backfiring on them. They're saying, what is he doing going about love and light? We implanted him to be controlled. He is not doing what we are telling him to do. That implant is not working. We must get it out and put a new one in. You must implant him again. That's a functioning implant.
But I promise, that's my story. I promise.
That's a great story. You know, I don't think that's the incredible story, Mr. B. That is a really, in a sense, it's beautiful because it's backfired, because whatever their implant was supposed to do, it is, like UFO God said, it is also a tracking device. The implant is, but as well, it totally backfired, because whatever it was meant to do, it's certainly not doing what it was meant to do. Not on you anyway.
UFO God says Mr. B needs to get hypnotized, but you want to know what? Mr. B can't be hypnotized.
No, he can't be. What happened there, Mr. James?
That have the light cannot be hypnotized, and I believe that Mr. B is one of them.
Yeah, I don't think he can either.
Hello? Did
I didn't get the whole message.
UFO God has a question.
I lost
UFO God.
Oh, why can't some people be hypnotized? Is that the question? Well, I just think that some people's vibrational structure and their inner protection won't allow it. I mean, I've had multiple attempts of hypnosis, and none of them were able to get me to slip into control. And I guess it's just a protection, I guess.
But you're not really living in the state, actually. Like, you know,
What'd you say?
Like, you're here, but your mind is able to reach different.
Yeah, like, remember when I was saying earlier, when I'm in, like, Commander was saying, like, he doesn't, you know, he's sitting there wondering, why are these humans acting like this?
Yeah.
When I'm in that room, I'm omnipotent. I'm on top of the room. I'm looking down upon the room. I am the room. The room is within me, and I can pick and choose whose energies I can flow, but that's just my ability. And I think that some people have a natural block against hypnosis, and it's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
I mean, I was hypnotized a number of years ago. I don't know if I ever told anybody. I was hypnotized for something. I said, okay, this person was focused on ET visitations. She was a hypnotist that dealt with that specifically. So I said, okay, I went to Massachusetts, and I laid on, you know, in the room on a couch or whatever. And I went, she put me into hypnosis. She recorded it on a cassette. That's when cassettes were the big thing, and there was nothing like we have now. So I was hypnotized, and I kept talking about the things I knew. And I remembered being in Atlantis. I remembered being off the Atlantic coast of what you call the U.S. And I remember seeing all the...
Do you have the recording of this still?
Yeah, I do have the recording somewhere.
Whoa, come on. How come we haven't listened to that? Break out the old set player.
I'll find the recording and try to transfer it onto, you know, somehow so I can put it on here. No, so when I was hypnotized...
John Connor and John Connor, you better not turn on any time machines. You better not open up any portals, and you better not do nothing with me on the live with you, because last time you brought the ruckus.
Yeah, well, John Connor, get on here, man, because I see you're in here. You got the device already done. So if he comes on and turns the device on, we might all be blissed out into the universe in a good way.
You know what that was? when I did that, that was like the second time I've done it, and I never had ever had any negative frequency bounce back. So what it was doing, it was bouncing back, and it was pulling in the same force that I was putting out. And what happened was it was like two timelines mixing in one, and it caused me like a month of hindrance, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. You messed up my timeline too.
Oh man.
That's only because that's because you're only up there though. You have that control of all of it coming in, except the part that we can't see. You might have more of understanding is that, like when you're looking and you know that you have control of everything, and then you're like, what's the other presence so that you can feel that's there? That's the infrared, the ones that we can't see.
Listen, I'm telling you guys, for anybody that doesn't know, when John turned on that machine all those weeks ago, I felt it here in Florida. I know people across the world that were like, "Hey, man, I don't know what the hell happened last night, but there was an energy shift."
That's right.
Very few people noticed it, and I'm sorry, but there's no coincidence that one of the biggest storms and floods.
That's right. I remember that
happened at night.
I remember that. John, are you going to show us the technology you completed? I think we do a test on here. Now, if we all go on to another planet because of what he does, I guarantee you we will eventually come back.
Strap up, Mr. B. You better have one more cigarette because this might be the last one.
As on the screen.
We're going to go like this. Let me get you. Before I put you in picture, I have to get you in ear length of understanding, okay?
Okay, good.
And now this is what I've noticed, okay? Numbers, mathematics. They're like one, they're like male and female. They're one with another, okay? And you have to find out what that correlation is when you have a 555. There's gonna be a something that's gonna be it's letting you know. You see that 555 now.
What the hell are you gonna say 555 when it's 111 on my clock right now? Well, that's awesome.
Now the reason why I said that is because I have 555. Okay, let me just show you right in front of me what I have right now. So you don't.
Let's go.
A lot of people, they like to say he's lying, or he doesn't have that, or whatever. I'm not here to prove it to anybody else, but I'll give what I have because that's the point of the. See, there's a 555 right there.
Yeah.
And then I have the frequency of the music, the wave number. And then the analysis of the mind. So when I have the analysis of the mind, we put in how he formed all the content, right? But it goes into numbers, the lecture, the belief. So when you have belief, let me see if I can get this.